What's up, you guys? It's me, Nate, from Everyday Game Site, and I'm here with the living legend, Wynant. How are you, sir?
I'm well.
I am so thrilled to meet you in person.
Thank you.
I've seen a lot of your footage. Like, just you've touched so many films and TV series over your lifespan. It's insane. I can't even keep up with all of it.
I know. There's an awful lot. There really is.
So,
and you want to know how it all began? Right?
Yes, how it began.
All right. I first went to New York to be on Broadway back in 1948. I did 10 plays on Broadway. The last one I was doing Tea House of the August Moon at the Martin Beck Theater when RKO called. And they wanted me to do a movie with a Sam Fuller movie with Rod Steiger. So, and my show was just closing. Tea House was just closing on Broadway, and RKO brought me here in 1956 to do Run of the Arrow, my first feature. And I'm so lucky that I got here at that time because I got to work with some of the legends that I never even imagined them being real people, like Clark Gable and Errol Flynn and Ann Sheridan and June, just all of them, and Burt Lancaster. I got to work with all of these people. To me, they were just huge images on a screen. They weren't even real. And so I was very fortunate. And that was back in 1956. And since then, I've done about 20, 25 features, plus about 250 television shows through the 60s, late 50s, all through the 60s, and about half of the 70s. The work was enormous at that time.
I did a quick tally, and you personally have done over 327 separate things, from TV shows to movies to just like appearances.
I know, there's been a lot.
It's staggering. It's like, so you feel at your age you could still like hang with the bigger actors nowadays, or the younger ones? Well, I bet you can out-act them any day, because everything's with CGI now.
No, the actors are very good today. They really are. They're excellent. They didn't have the opportunity I had, because when I came here, the field wasn't as crowded as it is now. And I really feel for these people. Because I was very fortunate. I was brought from Broadway right into starring role in the movie. So what can be better?
Now, what first got you into Broadway? Like,
well, I came from Detroit. Believe it or not, I was born here. I left here when I was about close to 20 years old. That's when I went to New York to look for my fortune in the theater. And I ran out of money. I think I was down to my last nickel back in '48 when I went to an open audition for a show called High Button Shoes. Jerry Robbins was casting all the dancers. I went to that audition, and at the end of there were hundreds and hundreds of people there. By the time, at the end of the audition, he pointed to you, and you, come back tomorrow. And I went to him and said, I can't come back tomorrow. I just got a job, you know, in some sort of company. And he said, quit. And I haven't had a straight job since. That was back in 1948. My first show on Broadway was High Button Shoes.
Let's talk about some of your more roles that people know of because they're pop culture references and stuff like that.
Like Get Smart.
Planet of the Apes. 1966 Adam West Batman.
Right.
What was it like working with Adam West, Burt Ward, and all them back in the day?
It was really wild. Here are some pictures of it if you want to show.
You were Frosty. You were.
I played Frosty to Eli Wallach's Mr. Freeze. And working on the set was fabulous because they had a seal on the set.
An actual living seal.
A actual living seal. And the seal, we all treated the seal like it was a puppy. It was really fun. I'll never forget that. And all the fight scenes, the pows, and it was really a very, very exciting piece. And I love Eli Wallach. Eli Wallach's a terrific guy.
Do you feel that, like, can you still, like, do you ever stay in contact with Adam West and all them? And
I did for a while.
Relive the old days?
people, most of them, my real old friends, still live in New York, and I'm out here in California.
Speaking of old friends, you did do an appearance in the $6 Million Man, which Lee Majors is here this weekend.
I know. I did a wonderful Big Valley with him. It was absolutely a wonderful piece. I played some sort of I played a Mexican commandant or something. It was a wonderful role, and I enjoyed the movie very much.
I think McAdams was your name, I believe. Or McAdams?
No, that's a different show.
Different show?
No, I played on Big Valley. I'm trying to think. Captain something or other. I can't remember. But I was basically the bad guy who turned out good at the end.
Had a change of heart.
That's all I remember.
Heart of gold at the end. Yeah. But also, you were also in Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Now, how did you feel coming into a film that already had such a history already? Because this was a sequel to
it was wonderful. I met the director, J. Lee Adams. Thompson. J. Lee Thompson.
Jamie Thompson. Yeah.
He directed it, and we talked. The audition was an interview, and he said, "Okay, I'd like you to play this role." I said, "Fine." And I worked with people I love and know for Ricardo Montalban, Don Murray. These are people I've known for many years.
Big names.
But I gave Don Murray his first job in
Seriously?
New York. Yes. I was a dancer at the beginning there in New York, and I was doing the Ken Murray show. And I knew his father, Denny Murray, who was a stage manager. And Don was just starting out, and I got him a job as a dancer on the Ken Murray Blackouts. So we've known each other a long time, so it was fun. Severin Darden, Ricardo Montalban, Don Murray, and we played the people, not the apes. We were the villains.
You were the villains of Planet of the Apes, but it's still a milestone to be part of a big main movie like that. That's been.
And those original 4 or 5 ape pictures have never been equal. They've tried, they've done other things, but they've never been equal. Mainly because of the way they were written. They were beautifully
amazing writing.
Great science fiction writing.
What is, like, if you had anyone to pick out of your slew of films, TV shows, or Broadway shows you've ever done, what would your favorite be?
Oddly enough, it would be the very first movie I did. Rod Steiger and myself, Sarita Montiel. It was a Sam Fuller movie that brought me to California. RKO, and I was with RKO originally, because they brought me out here. And Run of the Arrow. Working with Burt Lancaster and Clark Gable and Run Silent, Run Deep. That was pretty exciting too. I got to work with all these great actors, film actors, before they disappeared. So I feel very fortunate.
Now, we gotta cut it short because we're running out of film here. But what is there a website you'd like to plug or anything you're running personally?
No, not really.
Not really?
Just being here. And I go to other conventions. I'll see you there.
All right. Thank you very much for helping us out and doing this interview with us.
My pleasure.
It's been a pleasure watching you act.
Thank you.
That's it for Nathan Miller from EGS Productions. Tune into our next interview. Well, who can follow HM Wynant? It's a legend.